Alicia is working on project number 5, Your Body Speaks. And the title of her speech is The Voice in Your Head. And Your Body Speaks, the objectives are to use movement, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact to express your message and achieve your speech's purpose. Make your body language smooth and natural. And her time is 5 to 7 minutes. Let's welcome Alicia Parker.
Good evening, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests.
Good evening.
Good evening. Did you hear it? Did you all hear it?
Yes.
That voice inside your head. Maybe it said to you, what's she doing? When is she gonna start that darn speech? My acid reflux is acting. Whatever it said to you, we all should have heard something in our heads. If you didn't, I want to know who your Zen master is. Some of us hear it loud, some of us hear it soft, some of us hear it often, some of us hear it infrequently, but we all hear it. Now, I don't know if you've ever been out on the street and seen someone walking down the street going, what are they doing? What are they doing? You ask yourself. You're walking down, sometimes people are having a real hard time and going, and you see this and you say, what's going on here? Is that person disturbed? Is that person crazy? Does that person need to be institutionalized? But when I was younger, I used to have those thoughts that went through my head. Until all of a sudden one day somebody said to me, what'd you say? And I realized that the thoughts in my head were coming out of my mouth. And I didn't even realize it. Now let me ask you all, this is going to take a little bit of bravery here. How many people in the privacy of your own home have had an audible conversation with themselves?
We were praying out loud.
Okay, no, this is nothing to do with practicing your Toastmaster speech, and it has nothing to do with prayer. I'm just talking about having a conversation with yourself where you're saying it out loud. Okay. Now let me ask this. This is going to take a little more bravery. How many of you, on a public conveyance, the bus or the train, coming home from work, have had a conversation where their lips were moving? All right, thank you for being brave. Thank you for being brave. I am here to tell you that that does not mean that you are mentally ill. How many of you have teenagers? Okay. Well, I raised my hand. I don't have teenagers anymore. My children are in their 30s. But when they were teenagers, I can surely remember being in my car coming home from work, sitting behind, didn't even turn off the ignition, sit with the ignition running, holding onto that steering wheel, talking myself, my stress level up here, talking myself down here to say, okay, this is how it's going to be when you go into that house. And keeping the motor running just in case I wanted to run away. So I'm here to say right now, it's okay, we all do it. Maybe you have financial problems. Maybe you have job issues. Maybe you had a bad day at work. Maybe it's a domestic problem. We all have that voice in our head. Now, I've referenced this book a couple of times in my speeches after told. I love this gentleman. Some of you have read this book. Who's read this book, A New Earth? It's a wonderful book. And in here, he tells you most of the time you shouldn't listen to the voice in your head. He tells you not to do that. He tells you that that's your ego speaking. And for the most part, I agree with him. Because he's telling you when your voice is saying to you, I'm not good enough. I can't reach that goal. I am ugly. If those are the voices you're hearing, or the contrary, I'm the greatest, this company can't live without me. Those are the voices that Eckhart Tolle is talking about that maybe you shouldn't be listening to. But in my previous speeches, I told you about some other voices. Sometimes there's the intuition voice that tells you, run. This is dangerous. Don't be here. Don't, when they pass that J around, don't take the tug. Those are the voices that you should be listening to. Now, what's the takeaway from this? The voice is there, whether it's audible or whether it's silent. The voice is always there. It's going to always be there. You should be discriminating about what you listen to, which voice you listen to. The other takeaway is that you decide which ones are appropriate. Listen to the appropriate ones and then follow them. And I think you will all be okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Now we're going to move to our next